Hello everyone, and welcome to our module today, the final module, at least in English, of 2019. Today we're going to be talking about Social Security, and I want to start with a huge caveat, which is that we are not Social Security experts. We do not work for the Social Security Administration. We do not determine eligibility for any Social Security programs. And so this information is for your information, not any sort of legal advice. This is a very basic high-level understanding that we're trying to present here today. And so really nitty-gritty questions about exactly how different Social Security programs work, we're not going to have the answers. But with that said, hopefully we have enough information that you find it valuable for helping to understand when you are face-to-face with people who are receiving the different types of Social Security to sort of help direct them in the right place as far as the OHP application goes. This is Jessica. I am here with Ana Cristina, and we are going to do our best to present this topic and to keep it to the 30 minutes. We'll see if we can do it. And if my clicker works. Okay. So first off, how do you report income from the Social Security Administration? With the implementation of the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare, the federal government established what's called Modified Adjusted Gross Income, and you will hear us say MAGI as our acronym for that, as the standard way to report income for both Medicaid and Marketplace for those qualified health plans. So for the most part, this means that we are reporting income that is taxable, and only income that is taxable, except for Social Security, and it's two types of Social Security. One you might see as Social Security retirement benefits or Social Security survivor benefits, and then also Social Security disability income. So both of those types of Social Security, even though they may not be fully taxable, we do want to report that as well as income. The exception for types of Social Security that we don't want to put, at least on the MAGI-based application, is supplemental security. Now, just to confuse all of us, supplemental security income, the acronym that is commonly used is SSI, even though it sounds a lot like Social Security income, which might be a broader category of the different types of Social Security. So anytime you hear someone at the state talking about SSI, know that we are talking about a very specific type of Social Security that is called supplemental security income. And that when it comes to MAGI OHP or Marketplace applications, we would never put supplemental security income as income onto that application. So I mentioned a couple different types of Social Security, so let's dig a little deeper. We have Social Security income, which is often an acronym that is either just SS or SSV. Social Security disability income, which we use SSDI as the acronym. And then supplemental security income, SSI. Here is sort of the, if you take nothing else away, this slide is the one for you because it tells us the three types. It gives is this income taxable? Yes, no, maybe. And then the most important section is, do we report this as income on the OHP application? And this is for MAGI OHP, not the APD programs. We do report any Social Security retirement or survivor's benefits. We report Social Security disability income, but we do not report supplemental security income. And I know I've already repeated myself, but that's because that's really the crux of what I'm trying to share today is that piece of information. So I'm going to say it again, but give even more detail next. All right, Social Security. This is often retirement benefits, may also be survivor benefits. Is the income taxable and do we report it? You may notice this is a little repetitive. That's because we're really trying to drill this information into everyone's heads. Can you return to work getting Social Security income? So you can start drawing your Social Security retirement benefits at age of 62. Those benefits increase every month until age 70. Full retirement age will vary on when you were born. For example, it's 67 if you were born in 1960 or later. And the benefit amounts depend on the earnings or credits. Well, earnings and credits, so the length of time that you've been working and how much you have made. The other type of Social Security that falls in the same category is survivor benefits. And that is getting Social Security benefits for someone in your household who is deceased. So it's available to surviving spouses, widowed and or divorced, unmarried children under the age of 18 or 19 if still in school full-time, and then also disabled children at any age. And then the final group of people who may benefit from this is dependent parents if they're 62 or older. Is SSB, or Social Security income, taxable? Benefits are taxable based on something called combined income. This is the adjusted gross income, tax-exempt interest income, and I know we're getting a little weedy here, half of Social Security benefits, but now that I've said all that, I'm going to try to simplify it a little more, which is generally speaking, depending on how you file your taxes, there's a different amount that makes your Social Security taxable. So if you're filing as an individual, so that includes single, head of household, qualifying widow or widower, married filing separately, and don't live with the spouse, then the combined income is $25,000 or more. That would make your Social Security income taxable. If you file as married filing jointly, then, or if you file as married and live with your spouse, then that combined income is $32,000. And I think we're just sort of repeating, if you married, filing separately, I'm actually not sure. I'll have to double check and make sure I understand this slide. So it kind of sounds like it's both $25,000 and $32,000. I think that the distinction is whether you live apart from your spouse or live with your spouse. Which of those numbers applies to you? And these are all 2019 levels. So we just re-upped this presentation. So this is as new information as we can possibly get you on those numbers. I don't think they've changed in the past couple years. Whew, that sounded complex because it is. But know that there's an IRS worksheet to help people sort through this. And there's a link right here, so we'll get this to you electronically up on group site so that you can take a look if you want to dig deeper into this category. All right, how do we report it? We report Social Security benefits, and that's retirement or survivors. I'm going to try to keep these all straight, even though it's very confusing even to me, which is which when I just want to call them all Social Security. So if it's Social Security retirement or survivor benefits, then you report it as other income on the OHP application. And we have a screenshot here showing you what it looks like. It's after job and self-employed income. And there is a section on the drop-down that is specific for Social Security or SSDI. And it even specifies you include both the taxable and non-taxable amounts. The nice thing about that is you don't have to figure out what is or isn't taxable. You just have to report it, and then the One System rules engine will figure out if it's taxable or not, and will include it if it should be, and we'll make sure not to include it if it's below that threshold. Can you return to work and still collect Social Security benefits? The answer is yes, with no restrictions, as long as you are at or above the full retirement age. I know that some people collect benefits starting at age 62 and continue to work. That may reduce benefits depending on your earnings. For example, if you're younger than the full retirement age, the Social Security Administration will deduct $1 in benefits for each $2 earned above the annual limit. And I say that so that you have this information, and I don't think we're going to go any deeper into this because otherwise we start to get into territory that is pretty nitty-gritty with the Social Security Administration. So some final questions specific to Social Security retirement and survivor benefits. Are benefits based on workers' earnings? Yes. either the worker, herself or himself, her spouse, or her parent. Are the benefits based on financial need or a medical condition? It's purely based on earnings history when it comes to retirement and survivor benefits. How is Social Security income financed? These benefits are financed by employer and wage contributions. You may hear them called payroll taxes or FICA or SICA. And does other income or household assets affect benefits? For this category, other income or assets has no bearing on what you get for your Social Security, retirement, or survivor benefits. There is no asset test for this program. Whew. All right, next up, Social Security disability income, aka SSDI. We're going to look into disability benefits, family benefits. Is this income taxable? Do we report it as income on the OHP application? And can you return to work? So for Social Security disability income, benefits are paid to people who can't work because they have a medical condition that's expected to last at least 1 year or to result in death. SSDI is not provided to persons with short-term or partial disability. Benefits are also based on recent work activities and duration of work. And just know, we're not going to go into the details, but there are special rules for blind people. Certain members of a disabled worker's family may also qualify for benefits. For example, a spouse if age 62 or older, a spouse at any age who is caring for the worker's child who is younger than 16 or disabled, an unmarried child younger than age 18 or 19 if still in high school, and an unmarried child age 18 or older if the child has a disability that started before the age of 22. Is Social Security disability income taxable? Once again, it's a very similar calculation to that combined income. In fact, it's the exact same calculation, sorry, as the combined income from the last step. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because it's exactly the same as what we just talked about for Social Security, retirement, or survivor benefits. So either $25,000 or $32,000 depending on how you file your taxes. And just like the last section, if you want more details and you want to dig farther into this, we do have a link here to the official IRS worksheet so you can learn from the pros themselves. Do you report SSDI on the OHP application? The answer is yes, in the exact same place, in fact, using the exact same item on the drop-down menu as the Social Security retirement benefits. So it's other income, Social Security. And you want to report the entire amount, not just taxable, which is great news. It means we don't have to do any of those calculations that I was just talking about. Can you return to work and still collect SSDI benefits? The answer is yes, but the beneficiary must report how many hours worked and when work starts or stops. If the beneficiary still has a qualifying disability, she or he is eligible for a trial work period and may receive benefits for up to 9 months. The beneficiary should report any special work expenses due to disability. Final questions and answers about Social Security disability income. First question is, are these benefits based on workers' earnings? Yes, either the worker herself or himself, her spouse or her parent. Are benefits based on a medical condition? For this category, yes. So there must be a disability that is determined based on a medical condition. Also have to know how it limits the worker's activities. You may have medical test results involved and treatment. And this is all through the Social Security Administration, so none of this would be something you would be talking to anyone at OHP about. How is Social Security disability income financed? It's financed the same way as the last category through employer and wage contributions like those payroll taxes. And does other income affect benefits? The answer is maybe. If the worker receives workers' compensation or a government pension, then these benefits might be affected. We're forging ahead to the final category here, which is supplemental security income. I'm going to talk about these monthly benefits based on age, income, and or disability. This is also paid to blind or disabled children. We're going to go over whether it's taxable, if and how it should be reported on the OHP application, and talk about if someone can have SSI and also work. All right, supplemental security income. Monthly benefits to people with limited income and resources who are disabled, blind, or over age 65. This also includes monthly benefits to blind or disabled children. In Oregon and most states in the US, supplemental security income beneficiaries are eligible for Medicaid across the board, and they may also be eligible for Social Security, other types of benefits. SSI, and I'll just keep saying the whole thing because this acronym is one that trips people up. Supplemental Security Income beneficiaries may also be eligible for food assistance. And for age 18 and up, it's the same medical standards for disability as Social Security disability income. And you can often tell if someone is getting supplemental security income because it's a flat rate. So I believe in Oregon, it's around $770 for an individual. Do you report supplemental security income on an OHP application? This is the odd one out. No, we do not, at least not for Magi Medicaid. This income is not taxable, so it should not be reported here, but there is a specific part of the online application that asks if the person is receiving supplemental security income. And if I remember correctly, it might even just say SSI and not spell it out for you. If the answer is yes, then we do need to report that that income is being received. We don't put down any numbers. Can you return to work and still collect supplemental security income benefits? The answer is maybe. SSI benefits depend on countable income and resources. For example, supplemental security income does not count the first $65 a month that someone earns, or half of the amount over $65, or wages used to pay for items or services used to help the worker, such as a wheelchair, or transportation to and from work for a blind beneficiary. Here are some more questions about supplemental security income. Are these benefits based on a worker's earnings? No. So unlike the other two categories, these benefits are based on age and or disability. They are limited based on income and or resources or assets, however. Are these benefits based on a medical condition? The answer is sometimes. But people who are over 65 who have low income and few assets may also qualify even if they aren't disabled. How is supplemental security income financed? So these benefits are financed by general funds from the U.S. Treasury, not payroll taxes. Does other income affect benefits? The answer is yes. In general, and here's that number, just over 770. Oh, this is the new year. So as of 2020, next year, income is limited to $783 per month for an individual, or $1,175 per month for a couple. So what health coverage is available to people with these different benefits? People who are getting Social Security retirement or survivor's benefits may be eligible for Medicare, age 65 or up, OHP, or a qualified health plan up through the age of 64. For people who are receiving Social Security disability income, that once again could be Medicare for 2 years after Social Security disability income benefits start. Income and benefits, it trips me up to say both of those words. And then when it comes to supplemental security income, they are eligible for Medicaid, but they must get it currently, at least until at some point in 2020 when the systems get aligned. They must get their OHP Medicaid through their local Aging and People with Disability or Area Agency on Aging office. They may also be dual eligible for Medicare. Social Security and health coverage. While full retirement age varies for Social Security benefits, Medicare is available to U.S. citizens or permanent residents at age 65. People under 65 with certain disabilities, ALS, or permanent kidney failure may also qualify for Medicare. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, administers Medicare and Medicaid, but people apply for Medicare through the Social Security Administration, even though it's administered through CMS. If someone is drawing early Social Security benefits, that's age 62 through 64, they need to be covered by the Oregon Health Plan or a Marketplace plan because they will not yet be Medicare eligible unless they hit the other eligibility categories such as disability. Social Security disability income and health coverage. If a person is receiving SSDI, she or he probably has Medicare or is in that 24-month waiting period to get Medicare. Persons under 65 must wait 2 years after they start getting Social Security disability benefits to start to receive Medicare. During that waiting period, they are often eligible for OHP. And if they're over income for OHP, then they can apply for a Marketplace plan. Supplemental Security income and health coverage. Many supplemental security income beneficiaries are considered dual eligible for both Medicare due to their age or disability and Medicaid due to their income. Some people will be enrolled in Medicare Part A and or B and then also receive full Medicaid benefits. Others receive assistance with Medicare premiums or cost sharing through a Medicare savings program. People receiving supplemental security income benefits should apply for the Oregon Health Plan via their local Aging and People with Disabilities office. Currently, they cannot apply through the one system for this type of coverage. However, if someone does start this route, just know that if they select that they're receiving supplemental security income, their information will be sent to a local Aging and People with Disabilities office. So there isn't a wrong door, just a slightly delayed door currently, and we're working on making that better too. Whew, we've wrapped up the full extent of what I know about Social Security. But for those of you who want to learn more, there's a ton of great information out there. We recommend you go straight to the source, which is the Social Security Administration directly and the IRS when it comes to those tax questions. That's all we have to share with you today. We're gonna stay on the line to look at some questions, and we will also make sure that this content gets up online so you can access it there. Thank you so much for joining us.